I mentioned, you did do some of this while you were under house arrest in your own home,
sure,
your own studio.
Yeah.
You know, you rolling. You can just go down to the basement and do your own thing. And then have people like Ludacris stop by the house, Rihanna stop by the house, Usher stop by the house. And number 13 is just, this is just stupid. Swagger Like Us.
Yeah.
T.I., Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Lil Wayne. You got Jigga, Lil Weezy, Kanye, and you on the same track?
Yeah.
I would love to be a fly on the wall doing that recording. So what's it like having these folks just drop by the house to help you out on your records?
I mean, with that particular song wasn't recorded at the house.
Yeah.
You know, I recorded maybe 50 to 60% of the material at the house. But some of it, you know, I actually, you know, after my situation had come closer to being resolved, I was able to move around as I am now, and you know, a lot of the finishing touches were put on the album at that time, and that was one of those songs.
What other than the fact that we know where this comes from in your spirit and in your life, with regard to the music, how does this compare? How does it differ, Paper Trail, from your other projects?
I think I put a lot more thought into this. I think intellectually, I put a lot more into it. Just as far, I never applied as much prior thought to what I said before I said it, before Paper Trail. You know, like with What You Know About That, it was as simple as, okay, I like that, let's go. And I walked in the booth and I laid it down and that was it. You know, but whereas this, I challenged myself. I had an idea, I wrote it down, you know, I lived with it for 5 or 10 minutes, and I said, okay, well, how can I make this better? How can I rephrase this better, you know? And every song, every line of every song, you know, when you write things down, from the time you write the first line to the time you write the last line, you would have repeated this to yourself 14, 15 times. So by the 14th, 15th time, the first line would have been changed at least 3 or 4 times because you'll have better things that you think you can say. And I think that this whole album, that process for this album has benefited, you know, creatively.
See, here's how you know you're working with a genius. So I'm listening intently to the brother's story. And I'm thinking he's going to say, you know, you write it down like me. You live with it for 5 or 6 days, 5 or 6 weeks. You change and you come back and you do it right. No, you live with it 5 or 10 minutes. And then you step in the booth and record it. The concepts, the ideas for this stuff comes from where? I mean, it's hitting so hard everybody's body. Where does stuff come from?
I mean, it depends on what song we talking about.
Yeah. Well, give me one and tell me where it came from.
Well, you could take Dead and Gone, the last one on the album with me and Justin Timberlake. Basically, man, that's just me living life and, you know, reflecting, looking back at how far I've come, the things I've done right versus the things I've done wrong, the man I am now versus the man I had to leave behind. And, you know, and just me, you know, being, like you say, being honest with myself, being honest with my fans and my music, just, you know, just kind of documenting my journey.
What does it do to put something out like this that comes from your heart, given what you've gone through, and have this kind of reception from your fan base?
It means the world to me. I mean, this time last year, I never thought that I'd even have an opportunity to, you know, reassume my success. So to not only be successful, but to be, you know, appreciated and applauded and, you know, have everyone to listen to my work, the work that my adversity has produced, and, you know, and to appreciate it as much as I appreciated making it. You know, I think that's the greatest thing in the world.
Since you went there, when you were in that period to your early point, T.I., and you thought for a moment that you might not have the opportunity again to do what your gift is, what your talent is, to express yourself in this way, when you thought that might not ever happen for you again, how did you navigate that moment? How did you process your way through that period? Because you take away my ability to talk, I'm in trouble. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm in trouble.
I mean, man, honestly, I prayed. I prayed, and, you know, I asked God for another chance, and, you know, and I think that that's what helped me. You know, no amount of money could have gotten me where I am today, given my, you know, my circumstances. no lawyers, no celebrity, no fame, none of that would have ever mattered. You know, it was God's work. You know, and I appreciate that. I acknowledge that. And for me not to acknowledge that I would be, you know, I think that would be blasphemous in a sense.
Yeah, I like that. It'd be blasphemous on the one, and I like your honesty as always too. That's why I like having you come back. It'd be blasphemous to your point on the one hand to not acknowledge it. The flip side is, given where you come from and what this game is all about, does it make you soft to acknowledge that?
No, it don't make me. Nothing makes me soft.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'm not saying it like that, but I just think that the makeup of a man, you can't unravel that with the acknowledgement of a blessing from God.
I agree. Yeah.
If anything, it makes you stronger.
Right.
You know, it's just like saying, does crying make a man soft?
Yeah.
You know, not really. You know, it really builds character. And it shows the measure of a man to be able to be that open, you know, and that vulnerable, you know, publicly, because I ain't got nothing to hide. I never have. You know, I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. I've made mistakes before. You know, I never make the same mistakes, but I make mistakes again, you know what I'm saying? But it's about what you learn from those mistakes, how you recover from those mistakes, the adjustments you make, and you know, and letting your good outweigh your bad.
Yeah. How big is this thing going to be?
What?
This record, this CD.
I don't know. That's up to them.
Yeah, it is. If they got anything to say about it, it's going to get bigger, because I swear to you, again, every time a single drops, it does better than the one preceding. And setting records, breaking records, it's good stuff, and I'm glad to have you on. I was laughing walking in the studio thinking about our conversation as if you ain't making enough, you know, speaking of paper trail, as if you ain't making enough paper off of this. American Gangster is on like every night.
Yeah.
I'm like, I saw you last night,
yeah,
night before last, gonna watch you again tonight.
Right on. Right on.
Did you enjoy that experience?
Absolutely.
You want to do more of that, I take it?
Absolutely. I'm actually working on a film right now.
See that? See? Some guys have all the luck.
I'm working on a film right now with Screen Gems. It's called Bone Deep. That's a working title. But it's with me, Idris Elba, Chris Brown, Michael Ealy, Paul Walker, Hayden Christensen, Matt Dillon.
Sounds like a lot of honeys you're going to see this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it that lineup.
It's a cool flick. I'm real proud of it.
Yeah, I suspect it is. His name, of course, T.I. His record, you know it already because you bought it like nobody's business. T.I.'s new record, Paper Trail, at a store near you. Good to see you, man.
Likewise.
Stay strong.
Hey, man, you too.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That's our show.